Hi guys, welcome to today's Mobility and Core Fusion class. The purpose of today's class is to get your core fired up, but also through the mobility work to have you moving more effectively in your next workout. All you're going to need is a mat. We won't be moving off the mat, so let's get started. We're going to start today with the greatest stretch in the world. It's called a walkout. We're going to start to lower down. A lot of you probably know this stretch already. You're going to bring your hands to the mat. If that's too difficult, it's okay to have a slight bend in the knees. We're going to walk the hands out down the mat. From here, holding a long arm plank position, you're going to bring your left foot up just outside your hand, keeping your right leg nice and straight. Your knee isn't on the ground. Open that chest, and from here, we're lifting that left hand, rotating around, and we're reaching through the fingertips. Your hand then comes back to center, left foot goes back to meet the right, and we're doing that on the opposite side. Rotating around, reaching through those fingertips, hand comes back to center, right foot goes back to left, raise the hips, and walk your hands all the way back in. Okay, let's do that one more time. This time we'll flow through it that little bit quicker. So left foot comes up, rotating around. On this one, we're going to drop the elbow down. Let's see how good that mobility is. Can you get your elbow all the way to the floor? Come back up to the palm of the hand. Let's change sides. Rotate to begin. Drop the elbow down. And let's walk it all the way back in. We're going to bring it up to standing. So for today, we're going to go into a nice flowing sequence. We're going to build on this in like a ladder format. So you know what the walkout is, the greatest stretch in the world. We're going to do one more of these. So let's flow through this nice and quickly. Left foot comes up. We're going to rotate. Changing sides. Rotate. From here, we're going to stay in that plank position. We're bringing in some core work. You're going to raise your hips up nice and high, drawing the left hand to meet the right foot, and back to plank. Opposite side. Okay, we're going to go through 10 reps together. 1, 2, make sure to bring those hips down nice and low each time. 3, aim to touch the foot as well. This is 5. It's not about speed here. We're really focusing on moving with purpose. Okay, we have 2 more reps here. Last rep. On the last one, you're going to bring your hips up nice and high, and I want you to try and hold the stretch, okay? So we're in a downward dog. You're going to bring that left hand all the way to touch the right ankle. We're holding this here for 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. You should be feeling a nice stretch down the hamstrings. 1 more breath. Back to downward dog. And opposite side. Let's hold that stretch. Back to our plank. And we're walking it all the way back in to standing. Okay, now you see how it goes. We're going to do 1 more walkout. We're going to repeat that movement, and then we're adding in another core sequence. Let's go. We're walking it out. As you can see with the walkout, this is a stretch for every part of your body. We're opening the hips. We're opening the chest. It's a really great stretch. Okay, let's go again. So, opposite hand to opposite foot. We have 10 reps here. We're moving a little bit quicker on this one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Now we're going to come into a downward dog. From here, you're pedaling the feet. Let's get loose. Okay, we are raising the right leg as high as you can bring it. Think about bringing the foot all the way up to the ceiling, and we're drawing the knee to the elbow. Okay, we're going to go for 10 reps. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. We're changing sides. Hips nice and high again. Let's raise that left leg. all the way to the elbow for 1, 2. You should feel your core working on this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9. Last 1. Good. And now we're holding the stretch. Back into downward dog. Pedaling the feet here. And breathing. Remember, this is a mobility class. Control your breathing. We're not rushing things today. From here, we're walking the hands back in. Let's take a quick breather. Slow the breath down. And in your own time, wind up. Okay, we've got 2 sequences down. We're on to the 3rd. You know how it starts. Walking it out. Plank position. Let's rotate. Making sure to keep that chest nice and open. And changing sides. Okay, as we said, it's a ladder sequence. We have to start with that very first movement. Opposite hand to opposite foot, 10 reps. I'm going on to rep 4, 5, hips come nice and high. Come on, get that hand all the way to the foot. Okay, final rep. We're gonna go into downward dog, those kicks. We're gonna go just for 5 this time, okay? 2, 3, 4, and 5. You should be warming up at this stage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 1. Okay, we're taking things down onto the mat. Our 3rd core exercise, we're gonna come into single leg lowering. So the position that we want to get, our legs into a 90-degree angle. Hands come down by your side. First of all, I really want you to make sure that there's no arch in your lower back. We're tucking your tailbone, engaging your core. Legs come raised, and we're lowering 1 leg down at a time. If you feel more comfortable simply bringing 1 heel to the floor, that is absolutely fine. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Really important here to make sure you draw your midline in. Try not to let the abs dome at the top. Okay, 3rd core exercise down. We're gonna straighten the left leg and we're gonna cross the right knee across your body. Your right arm is fully extended in line with your shoulder, hand in line with the shoulder. You're gonna gaze towards that right hand. Exhale here. Slow the breathing down. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more deep breath. Coming back to center. Let's change sides. Draw the opposite knee across. Fully extend that arm. And 3 deep breaths here. Okay, we're going to take it back to standing. We're going to be going back into our walkout. So we have 3 series down. We're going into our 4th. Okay, let's walk it out. Plank, think about your core engaged. We're rotating up. You should feel a little bit looser on this than when you did your very first one. Okay, good. What have we got? We're going straight into opposite hand to opposite toe. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get those hips high. 9. Last one. Okay, downward dog, high kicks. Bring that right leg up nice and high. Draw it to the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And we are going in onto our back. 10 leg lowerings. Single leg. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Okay, this time we're building. We're going to bring in a straight leg sit up. So legs are nice and long. We're simply coming down, touching the floor, coming up, touching our toes. Okay, like so. Let's get started. Let's count this out together for 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Good, and 10. And like always, at the end of a sequence, we're going to hold that stretch. So we're going to come into a hamstring stretch. We're going to flex the feet, and we're going to see how low you can comfortably come down to touch your toes. You should be feeling a really nice stretch down the back of the legs. Slow the breathing down again. From here, we're going to bend the right leg. You're going to bring the sole of your foot on the right side in, right inside your inner thigh. And we're going to lower down and see where you can comfortably go. Today, look at where you are. Have certain markers in place for yourself. Maybe today this is enough for you, and that's absolutely fine. Maybe in a week's time, you'll be able to get that little bit lower into the stretch. It's all about making progress, and we all have to start somewhere. Okay, we're changing sides. You might notice there's one side that feels a little bit stiffer. So I'm going to stay a little bit higher on this side. 2 more deep breaths. So we should be warmed up at this stage. We finished the core work. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to come into a cat-cow stretch. Your hands should be underneath shoulder. Knees are underneath the hips. We're going to start off at the head by bringing the gaze forward. And if you look at my spine, you'll see the arches coming through the vertebrae one by one. I'm going to start by tucking the head and rounding out the back, pushing up into my scaps as much as I can, tucking my tailbone and squeezing my bum. Okay, let's start again, starting with the head and rounding out. Good, we're going to do 2 more both ways. Now we're going to come into some lateral flexion. So I want you to think about bringing your elbow or your shoulder to your hip. So we're going to come into like a bended, like nearly like a banana shape, and then the opposite side. Good. Okay, from here, think about your back staying nice and neutral. If you had a glass of water on your back, the goal is to not let any water spill. We're reaching out with the left leg, right arm. We're trying to get as much length through the midline, reaching as far as we can go and coming back to center. Opposite side. Let's exhale as we reach. Inhale as we lower. Good, let's do 1 more, both sides. Final rep. Okay, good. We're going to move back into plank position and we're going to come into a pigeon stretch. So from here, you're going to draw your right knee to your right hand. Let your hips sink down. This is one I find particularly hard because my hips tend to be quite tight. So I'm going to stay up on my fingertips for now, making sure that you're not letting your hips flop to one side. Really try and center the hips, okay? We're going to hold this here for 30 seconds and then we're changing sides. Good, controlling your breath. Maybe you already feel a little bit looser in this position and perhaps you can drop down onto your elbows. Good, lowering your head. We have 5 more seconds here. The goal eventually will be to get that foot in line with the knee. So let's see how we get on over the next few weeks. Okay, untuck your toes on the left side, pressing out of this stretch, and let's do the same on the opposite side. Drawing the knee to the hand, lowering down. I'm going to start on my fingertips like I did the last time. And for the last 10 seconds or so, I'm going to aim to lower down. Okay, this side is particularly tight for me. I'm going to sit with the pain, if you want to call it, the uncomfortable feeling. Okay, I'm going to start to lower down. After this, we're going to move into your cat-cow stretch once more. So pressing up onto the palm of your hands, untuck the toes, onto the ball of your foot on the right side, and let's press out. We're going to drop straight down onto your hands and knees. From here, we're going back into the cat-cow. Good, just moving through this at your own pace. Hopefully you're all starting to feel that little bit looser. Your body is thanking you for this. We have just a couple more stretches to finish this sequence off. You're going to come up onto one knee. We're going to move into your hip flexor stretch. So let's remain down on the left knee, planting the right foot, really making sure not to break down in your lower back. So we're tucking your tailbone. You're really focusing on engaging the glutes. We don't want to be in this position, okay? So up nice and tall, tuck the tailbone, engage the glutes. And we're going to bring up that right arm. We're going to side bend over that right knee. Left arm over the right knee. Good. We're going to hold this for a further 10 seconds. Think about each exhale. On the exhale, can you get a little bit deeper into that stretch? Okay, changing sides. Left foot out. Again, let's get our position. You really should feel now that right hip opening. There may even be like a pinching sensation. So the right arm comes up and we're side bending. Good, one more deep breath. Good. From here, we are going to finish the class just how we started. We're going to go into 2 walkouts to finish. We're going to start off in the plank position. So drawing the left foot up, planting it outside the left hand. We're going to rotate around. You should feel a lot looser than your very first one that you did today. Let's drop that elbow down. And before we finish and move on to the opposite side, we're going to give that left knee a slight push out. Good, hand comes back to center. We're going to move into the opposite side. So rotation to begin, drop the elbow down, and a slight push of that right knee out. Okay, hand comes back to center, hips come high. We're walking it all the way back in. One more to go. Walking it down, move at your own pace. We're going to do exactly what we did previously. Rotate, drop the elbow down, push the knee away, And opposite side. Rotating, elbow to the floor or as low as you can comfortably go. And a slight push of that knee out. From here, back to plank position, hips come high, and we're gonna walk it all the way back in. Now to finish the class, I want you to think about winding up nice and slow. So your gaze should be between your legs. We're gonna think about rolling the body up, straightening the legs, and rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and slowly, the head being the last to wind up. And breathe. Well done, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's class.